Today's game is coming to you from Qualcomm Stadium, home of the San Diego Chargers. Thanks for joining us for Super Bowl XXXVII. And this figures to be a great game between the league's two best teams as the Oakland Raiders square off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Welcome to the game, everyone. Al Michaels here for EA Sports with my partner, John Madden. Everyone here ready for more exciting NFL action.
You talk about a guy who can knock someone into next week. I think every receiver in the league looks twice coming across the middle when they know this guy's out there. And it's not just pass coverage. He'll be a big factor in this game, also in run support.
Charlie Garner will have to be at his best against that defense if he's hoping to help carry his team to a victory. They'll also try to get him out of the backfield, hit him on a few screens and dump-offs. He's a threat whenever he has the ball in his hands, so don't be surprised to see him touch the ball over 20 times throughout today's game.
Now this is what you call excitement. Look at those guys down there. They can't even stand still.
Let's go to midfield for the coin toss.
You have called heads. The Raiders call heads and have won the toss. They choose to kick.
This is what everyone's been waiting for all season long as we get ready to get the Super Bowl started. Janikowski is just about ready to kick this one away.
Number 27, to receive.
He gets the kick away. Smith will try to bring this one back. The Buccaneers take over on offense at the 20.
A smart coach would call this defense.
First and 10. Ball on their own 20. With the carry, Barton got very good penetration there. The offensive line looked like they just collapsed on that play.
The offensive line has to get good movement on the snap of the ball for the inside run to work, and it didn't happen on that play.
With an extra DB, the defense is in the nickel. McCardell in motion. On the carry. Can't bring him down. And he's brought down at the 27-yard line. And that's a gain of about 8. So they need about 3 here. Ball on their own 27. Quick drop. He surveys the field. Passes left. And it's caught. Woodson makes the play at the 32-yard line. 5-yard gain.
Give this one a try.
First and 10. Ball on their own 32. Johnson, the man in motion. He's looking upfield. On the run. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 7.
This play might work.
They need about 3. Slips the tackle. Dorsett makes the stop at midfield.
Try this call here.
First and 10. He's going to throw. Looking downfield. Throws it. Barton makes the play at the 46-yard line. So a pickup of maybe 3.
Boom. This defense will stop him for sure.
Second and 6 coming up here. Johnson gets set. Looking for room. Looking to turn it upfield. And he stopped at the 49-yard line. He was looking to take it outside on that carry.
Yeah, you talk about containment. That's what you see there. The defensive line containing the offense and making a nice stop.
Third down and long coming up here. Using motion. He reaches the quarterback.
Sacked by number 57. Loss of 4 yards on the play.
Time to call a special teams play.
The ball is right at midfield. Gordon will be looking to give his team good field position here.
Use all of the field when passing. Make sure the defense can't just sit there on any particular route.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on their own 27. 4 linemen and 3 linebackers lined up defensively. Williams moves in motion. He's looking up to it. Spires makes the stop at the 32. 6-yard gain.
Come on, show these guys some power football. Get behind those big old linemen and let them do their work.
It's 2nd down and 5 to go. Ball on their own 32. Looks like he's changing the play. Calling an audible now. Using motion. Looks like he's calling an audible. Looking to pass. Surveying the field. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 39. Gannon breaks this one for a gain.
It's just so frustrating as a defense when a quarterback takes off and makes a play, because that's just one more thing you have to defend against.
So they have 1st and 10 here. 4 linemen and 3 linebackers lined up defensively. Man in motion. Drop. Rolls right. Surveying the field. Throws over to his right. He throws a perfect strike.
That was one heck of a throw. You could see him setting for the pass, then boom, it was gone. If you don't like what you see with the defense, you can always audible into something else.
Ball at midfield. 4 linemen and 3 linebackers lined up defensively. Calling an audible now. He's looking to pass. Gets rid of it, and it's caught. Singleton makes the play at the 41. The quarterback showed you his great arm on that pass.
Not only does this guy have a strong arm, but his quick release makes him very tough to sack.
2nd down and short. The backs are lined up in an I. On the carry. Wheatley barely makes it past the 1st down marker. He drives forward to reach the sticks.
Boom! You just see a guy with enough power to make the yardage that he needs.
So they have 1st and 10 here. And this is the 5th play of this drive. Changing the play now. He sees something in the defense. Looks like he's changing the play. Gannon sees something in the defense. He's looking to pass. Rolls right. Throws it. Porter was the intended target on that pass attempt.
Everyone gets a little antsy when they know they're playing in the Super Bowl. I think that's what happened on that play. He just overthrew him.
2nd and 10. Sixth play of this drive. Using motion. Looking to pass. He's looking. Gannon rolls right. Throws it. And he hits his target. A powerful arm display on that pass.
Heck, that guy better count his fingers to make sure they're all there after catching that one. Spread the ball around and make sure the defense knows that they have to cover every receiver.
1st and 10. Only one man back. Searching for a seam. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 18. Gain of 4.
You can't make any mistakes down here. So run the ball and just get it in there.
It's 2nd down and 6 to go. Ball on the 18-yard line. 8th play of this drive. Rice, the motion man. Dropping back. Looking for a receiver. Gannon throwing it to the left. He should have caught that one.
Yeah, and the receiver dropped it. He was either thinking about the hit that was coming or the run after the pass. But you have to think about the catch first.
They're in the red zone. Calling an audible. Using motion. Looking downfield. Looking for an option. Rolls right. Passing to his right. So the pass falls incomplete in the end zone.
You better kick it here.
I thought he might challenge this one, and sure enough, it'll be reviewed.
The call on the field is questionable. They might decide that they made an incorrect call and reverse it.
The pass was caught in the end zone. Touchdown. No timeout will be charged to the Raiders.
So the coach looks a lot smarter after getting the play reversed in his team's favor.
It didn't hurt that the official had some great replays to look at, and they made it easy to overrule it. Right here, you just got to kick the ball and take the points.
And it's up, and the extra point is good. A good-looking drive, and they score the touchdown. And the offensive unit should be very pleased with their performance on that one.
Hey, these...
And we go back to the game. Janikowski in to kick this one off.
Number 26 and number 27 to receive.
He kicks it off. The returner will head upfield.
This is where you want to be able to respond. But you also don't want to panic because it's only the first quarter. This is a good one to call.
1st and 10. Ball on their own 25. Lining up with their big central star. Pitt gets the toss. Looking for room. He tried to find something off the edge, John, but there wasn't anything there.
Yeah, but there was no corner to turn. He's looking for the corner, and it just never got there.
And we're ready to start the second quarter.
Call this defense here.
Stop with the spin move. Woodson with the stop at the 25-yard line. All-Stop keeps it on the ground.
I know they didn't get much, but it's all about making the defense respect the fact that you're willing to run.
They'll be faced with a long 3rd down play here. He's going to throw. Surveying the field. Johnson passing to the right. That one won't count since he was out of bounds.
If you get the ball to the receiver, he's usually going to make the catch. There's not much he can do if he has to catch the ball out of bounds. This is a good special teams play.
4th and 10. Tupa will come into this game to punt. Gordon is back to receive this kick. The offense with a lot of success through the air on the last drive as they move downfield for the touchdown.
Use some motion to throw off the defense. Don't let them get too comfortable.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on their own 35. He sees something in the defense. And he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And they went with a run on that play.
Yeah, sure looks like this guy's going to be involved in the offense today. Get some time in the pocket and be patient with it. Don't force it into coverage.
2nd and 6. Gannon directing traffic, changing the play now. Directing traffic. Looks like he's calling an audible. Using motion. Quick drop. Steps up. Looking downfield. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 39.
Everyone needs to stay focused here. Hold your blocks, run good routes, and make a good pass. You need to convert this.
About 6 to go. Ball on their own 39. Changing the play now. Looks like he's changing the play. Calling an audible now. Looking downfield. Looking downfield. Passing right. Broken up. Great job to break up that pass.
He did what you taught to do, and that's take away the ability for the receiver to catch the ball. He can't catch it when you knock it down. I don't think you have a choice. Punt the ball.
Williams will be looking to give his team good field position here. He'll get ready to return this one. Nothing happened to the offense on their last drive as they went 3 and out.
Here's a good defense for this situation.
1st and 10. Ball on the 26-yard line. Johnson gives the ball off. He shakes his defender. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 17-yard line.
This defense might work.
1 yard to go. He gets the toss. On the carry. He shakes the defender. Barton was in on the play again for another tick on the stat sheet. 4-yard gain on the play.
Heck, this is a good one to call.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line. 4 linemen and 3 linebackers lined up defensively. Tosses it right, and he makes the grab. He delivered that pass right on time, perfectly for the touchdown.
The quarterback went through his progression and found the receiver that he thought had the best chance to haul it in for the score.
And with that score, the momentum has shifted.
This is a good special teams play.
It's on its way. The extra point attempt is good. And so the offense puts together a very nice touchdown drive. John, I think that drive is exactly what the offensive coordinator was looking for and hoping for.
They did everything they had to on that one. The end result was a trip across the goal line and a TD on the board.
Grammatica is just about ready to kick this one away. He sends it off. He'll try to return this one. So the offense takes over. The last time they had the ball, they had a very tough time getting anything going.
Bang the ball up in there. Those safeties will start to cheat up, and that's when you can go over the top.
1st and 10. Ball on their own 32. Looking to pass. He surveys the field. They were able to get to the quarterback.
Go for the long pass. See if you can beat him deep.
2nd and long. Ball on their own 15. He sees something in the defense. Looks like he's changing the play. Back to pass. Looking downfield. Gets rid of it. He finds his man. And he's brought down at the 40.
Passing the ball seems like a good way to pick up the first here.
About 2 to go. Ball on their own 40. On the run. Lynch gets on the stat sheet by picking up his first tackle of the game.
Keep the defense guessing. Don't forget to use misdirection and play action to keep them off balance on passing down.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Rice comes in motion, directing traffic. Back to pass, passing to the short option. Gannon could have had that one intercepted.
And when you talk about forcing the pass or forcing the ball in there, that's the kind of play you're talking about.
Four-man front this time. Man in motion. Goes over the pass. Throws it out over to the left. He hits his receiver. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Be patient out there. When you see an opportunity, that's when you attack. But don't force it.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on the 45-yard line. Looks like he's calling an audible. Quick drop. Slings the pass. Hits the target with the pass. He makes a terrific catch for the first down.
Yeah, that's what the receiver's first job is, to catch the ball. And once he has control of the ball, then he can look to stretch it for a big gain.
It's 1st and 10. Looks like he's changing the play. Crockett moves in motion. Back to pass. Surveying the field. Throws over to his right. Gannon got enough yardage on this pass to put him over 100. So it's now 2nd down. They look to catch the defense guessing here.
Keep the defense guessing. Don't forget to use misdirection and play action to keep them off balance on passing down.
He gets the count. Looking to turn it upfield to the 20. Brooks makes the play at the 19. And that tackle gives him 3 in the game.
You need to look at an outside receiver on this play so he can get out of bounds.
1st and 10. Ball on the 19-yard line. Looks like he's calling an audible. He sees something in the defense. Changing the play now. Calling an audible now. Man in motion. Drops back. He's looking. Gannon rolls out to his right, and he hits his target. Gain of 6 on the play. So it's 2nd down now.
And here's a chance for the offense to make their move. The defense could be sending a blitz, so I'd go with something to my running back. A swing pass or maybe even a screen. If they execute, they could put this one in the end zone.
They're inside the 15. Searching for a save. Just won't go down. Crockett gets about 5 yards and the first.
Right up the middle, too. Good blocking leads to a good run like that. Your guys can smell the end zone. Give it to your back and let him finish his drive off.
So it's 1st and goal. Looking to throw. And he takes it in for the score.
Yeah, that guy showed some great wheels here. He decided where he wanted to go with it, and it was all over. You better kick it here.
The kick is up. The extra point attempt is good. And with that score, they're up by a touchdown. Janikowski in to kick this one off.
Number 26 and number 27 to receive.
He sends this one toward the end zone. Each of these teams have put a lot of points on the board today.
And we might be in for a slugfest today.
Should be interesting to see if they want to try to pick up some points before the half or just play it safe and run the ball here on 1st down. 1st and 10. Nickelback in this time. Dilger in motion. with the carry. Breaks free. Shaw records the stop at the 21-yard line. They'll need some good yardage here on second down, and then should begin the hurry-up for the rest of this drive. Melissa, do you have an update for us?
The doctor informs me that he felt a twinge in his leg, but he doesn't think that it's anything too serious. They're going to check him out carefully, but they say they expect him to return.
Melissa, thanks for the update. Sounds like he'll be back very soon. Throwing. It's batted away. Woodson knocked that one down.
He was in a great position to make that play.
And let's see if they can convert on third down. If they do, then we'll see how they choose to manage the clock. And it looks like an offset on. Using motion. Looking to throw. Steps up into the pocket. He's looking. Johnson got banged to the turf on that play.
His ears are ringing after that hit.
Time for a punt here as it's now fourth down.
Time to call a special teams play.
It's fourth down, 9 yards to go. Ball on their own 17. Gordon lines up deep for the punt return. He's waving for the fair catch. Gordon saw them closing in fast, so he signaled for the fair catch.
He did the right thing. Concentrated and caught the ball. Be efficient here. You can't afford to let time slip away from you.
So they have first and 10 here. Ball on their own 46. He's going to throw. Steps up into the pocket. And he's brought down at the 45. Second and less than a yard. Ball on the 45-yard line. Dropping back. Steps up into the pocket. Looking for an option. Gannon with the pass. Nice connection. He never hesitated on that pass.
That was quite a throw. This guy's been blessed with a golden arm. Come on now. You need to get this first down.
So they have first and 10 here. Ball on the 39-yard line. 4 linemen and 3 linebackers lined up defensively. Rolling left. Looking for the long completion. And the catch is made. Great timing on that touchdown throw.
And that's one of those passes we see a lot. When the quarterback releases it, the receiver's not even looking. But then he looks up, and the ball's right there. You better kick it here.
It's up. The point after is good. Janikowski is back and ready to put this one in the air.
Deep to receive.
He gets the kick away. He downs it in the end zone. The Buccaneers will start this drive from the 20. So they have first and 10 here. Ball on their own 20. He's looking upfield. Barton laid a good hit on him there for his 5th tackle of the game. So after that run, we can see how the 2 main threats on the ground have fared so far. It's the end of the second quarter with the score, Oakland 21, Tampa Bay 7. Back to the game. Here are the halftime stats as we get set for the second half kickoff. Grammatica in to kick this one off.
Number 87 and number 83.
He kicks it off. Trying to give them good field position.
Face mask on the defense, number 38.
They called it inadvertent.
Sometimes a defender will go for whatever they can get their hands on. Problem is that time he grabbed a little mask in the process.
1st and 10.
Set.
On the run. Breaks the tackle. Breaks free of the defender. They went with the running play.
You never know when you're going to find some room and break loose into the secondary. Get some time in the pocket and be patient with it. Don't force it into coverage.
2nd and 5. Looks like he's changing the play. Garner, the lone setback. Gannon sees something in the defense. Changing the play now. Jolly comes in motion. Go with a pass. He's looking. Gannon rolls right. He just unloaded on him.
That's not a good news for the guys taking the hits. Come on, show these guys some power football.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 41. Ritchie goes in motion on the carry, loses the defender, and he's stopped at the 43-yard line. And now our viewers can see how successful each team's main running threat has been today. 2nd and 8 coming up here. Calling an audible now. Searching for a seam. Number 91 records the tackle at the 47-yard line.
Need to get some yards and keep this drive alive.
About 4 to go. Ball on their own 47. He sees something in the defense. Changing the play now. Gannon directing traffic. Using motion. Drops back. He surveys the field. Passing to his left. Knocked away. Brooks knocked it down.
Yep, nothing fancy there. Don't even give the receiver a chance. Just knock it down. Punt it away.
4th and 4. Number 9 is back to punt. Williams is back to receive this catch. And he waves for the fair catch. So after the fair catch, the offense will head onto the field.
That's a good job of getting downfield by the cover team to force the fair catch. Here's a good defense for this situation.
Quick drop. Johnson with the throw, and this pass is completed. And that's a gain of about 8.
Give this defense a shot.
Second and 2 coming up here. The Buccaneers line up with 2 tight ends. Looking for a seam. Missed tackle. And he stopped at the 19-yard line. He wasn't able to do anything with it there.
He was looking for a place to run, but all those places were filled up with guys waiting to tackle him.
Two yards to go. Johnson under center. The Buccaneers using motion. Passing right. And he makes no, he can't hold it in.
He's going to want that one back. Last thing you want to do in the Super Bowl is drop a pass. He's going to have to make up for that one with a big catch next time around.
Tupa lines up in the backfield for the punt. So the offense takes over, still trying to figure out this defense.
Be patient out there. When you see an opportunity, that's when you attack. But don't force it.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 23. Looks like he's changing the play. looking for a receiver. Rolling out to his left. And it's caught. That was flawless execution.
That one was all about timing. The quarterback let it go, and the receiver looked back just at the right time.
They need 7. Garner, the lone back. He sees something in the defense. Gannon sees something in the defense. Rolling out to his left. Gets rid of it. Rice couldn't get both feet down in time. Incomplete.
You know, as a receiver, you have to be aware of so many things. Where the first down marker is, where the defenders are, and where the sideline is as you stretch out to make that catch.
Looks like he's changing the play. Using motion. Calling an audible. Drops back. Throwing short. He hits his receiver. So it's 4th down after a fine defensive play that prevents him from getting past the marker.
That receiver just didn't show very good concentration on that play. You plan the play, the quarterback makes a good pass, and poor execution by the receiver means that your offense heads back to the sideline.
Number 9 is looking for a good punt here. Fair catch. The offense couldn't get anything going on their last drive, going 3 and out.
Give this one a try.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on their own 29. Just won't go down. Pump faking. He's looking. Throws over to his right. Nice reception. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 47-yard line.
This is a good one to call.
1st and 10. Looking for room. A little juke there. And it looks like this one will be spotted at the 45. He might have gotten a yard or 2.
That guy got knocked around by that defense. He needs a little protection from his linemen.
Right, 2nd down and 8 to go. Ball stop. The lone back. Looking to throw. Dudley was the intended receiver. Johnson looked a little uncomfortable in the pocket there.
It was an easy pass. How in the heck did he miss it?
8 to go. Looking downfield. Looking for an option. Fires this one deep. McCardell can't come up with it on that attempt.
Here you are in a big show and you're dropping passes. He's got to come up with that one. This is a good special teams play.
Gordon will be looking to give his team good field position here. On their last drive, it was 3 plays and out, and now the offense comes out onto the field once again.
The key here is to step up into the pocket. Make sure you get those feet set before you throw it.
1st and 10. Ball on their own 20. Looking for room. Brooks breaks the play up in the backfield. He stopped him there, and according to our numbers, that's tackle number 6 for him.
Get around the outside on this. Tell your blockers to maintain.
Gannon directing traffic. Quick drop. Surveying the field. Rolling out to his left. He goes to the left side. The 50. The 40. The 30. The 20. The 10. Touchdown, Raiders. The defense wasn't ready for that, and they pay the price on the touchdown pass.
Looks like everyone bid on that play. To me, it looked like there were about 11 bites. You better kick it here.
It's on its way. The extra point attempt is good. And so they turn that drive into a great one as it ends with a touchdown.
The more touchdown drives, the better. Now they'll go back to the sidelines and see why they were able to beat the defense for 6. And they'll try and repeat those results the next time they get the ball.
He sends it off.
Well, they're running out of time here. So what you really need to do is step it up. Heck, this is a good one to call.
It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield, looking for an option. He surveys the field. Johnson passing over to his left, and he'll take it out of bounds at the 36-yard line. The quarterback did a real good job finding his target with that pass.
This receiver can really do it all. He has speed, he runs great routes, and he can make catches on any kind of throw because he's got those great hands.
He's going to throw. Steps up. Romanowski was intent on getting to the quarterback on that play.
And I'll tell you, this quarterback's in for a lot of aspirin tonight. Boom! This defense will stop him for sure.
2nd and 15. Ball on their own 32. So we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter with the Oakland Raiders ahead of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 28-7. The teams are set for the 4th quarter of play.
Give this defense a shot.
It's 2nd down and 15 to go. Ball on their own 32. The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. Looking to pass. Looking for a receiver. Throws over to his right. And he finds the open man. Breaking free. He shakes a defender. James takes him down at the 25.
This defense looks good.
So they have 1st and 10 here.
Come on, defense, whip it up.
They'll go from the I formation. Steps up. Johnson throws it over to his right. And it looks like this one will be spotted at the 16. Nice reception there, marking this 1st down.
Here's a good defense for this situation.
Let's see what they can do in the red zone.
Switch it up.
On the run. Romanowski makes the tackle at the 17. He was stopped before he could go anywhere.
Yeah, because those big old defensive linemen pushed those big old offensive linemen backwards.
They're in the red zone. Pass. He surveys the field. Throwing. He hits his receiver. He can't wrap him up. A display of good concentration by the receiver.
If he can make catches like that regularly, he can expect to see more passes thrown in his direction. Boom! This defense will stop him for sure.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Sixth play of this drive. With the pass. And he finds the open man. He shakes a defender. Can't bring him down. He really gunned it in there for the score.
Yep, that's the pass he had to catch. It was right there in the old breadbasket. Time to call a special teams play.
kick is up, and he tacks on the extra point. Well, you can't ask for much more out of a drive that gets you into the end zone.
Big players make big plays, and that scores touchdowns. Give some credit to the linemen out there. They're the biggest guys on the field, and without them, no one gets into the end zone.
Grammatica is just about ready to kick this one away. He sends this one toward the end zone. Knight is looking for a nice return. Well, the offense is back on the field again. Their last drive, they moved the ball very well, especially through the air on their way to a touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Directing traffic. Calling an audible. Gannon hands it off. Quarles stopped him for his 3rd tackle so far. So a pickup of maybe 3.
Why don't you show the defense what a finely tuned machine you are?
Second and 6. Gannon sends a man in motion. Looks like he's calling an audible. Looks like he's changing the play. He sees something in the defense. Changing the play now. Calling an audible now. Looks like he's changing the play. Throws it. Rice was the intended target on that pass attempt.
It was open, and he just dropped the ball. He must have been so ready to make a big play here in the Super Bowl. He just lost concentration and didn't come up with it.
Looks like he's changing the play. He's looking to pass. Gannon rolling over to his right. Rice just couldn't find a way to come up with that one. Kelly got a hand on it.
And he did a nice job of catching up with that one and breaking it up. Now, a smart coach would punt the ball here.
Number 9 is looking for a good punt here. And he signals for the fair catch. Williams had no room for a return and called for the fair catch.
That was a smart thing to do with the coverage team closed in for a big hit.
And we go back to the game.
Give this defense a shot.
So they have 1st and 10 here. The Buccaneers line up in the shotgun, looking for a receiver. He goes to the left side. McCardell was the intended target. James broke that pass up.
Obviously, this guy thinks he can complete passes, and he can't.
Second and 10. Ball on their own 26. Johnson gets set. Dilger moves in motion. He's going to throw. Surveying the field. Uses the pump. Rolling out to his right. Deep pass. Nice reception. Shaw stopped him for his 3rd tackle so far. That reception moves the chains, and they pick up a 1st down.
Not only does he have a powerful arm, but he also has a quick release and accuracy to go along with it. This defense will stop him for sure.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line. They'll go with a pass. Steps up into the pocket. Johnson sends the pass away. And he finds the open man. Pittman brings down the high throw for a 1st down.
You know, with this receiver, you can throw it anywhere. You throw it high and behind him, he'll go get it, just like he did there. This play might work.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 21-yard line.
Get in there, rough him up.
4 linemen and 3 linebackers lined up defensively. Johnson with the throw, and he dropped it. He got his hands on it. The pass was incomplete.
Sometimes you see the receivers drop the easiest passes. He must be thinking touchdown before making the catch.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 21-yard line.
Make it happen, D. Make it happen.
They line up in the I formation. They'll go with a pass. Looking for a receiver. Passes it out to the left. And he hits his target. He flings it into the end zone for the touchdown.
The receiver had to make that catch. Heck, he hit him right between the numbers. This is a good special teams play.
And it's up. The extra point attempt is good. And so they're able to move the ball to distance and punch it into the end zone.
I think the whole team's happy after that one. They're probably telling their defense to give them the ball back so they can go score again.
As we take a look at his success returning kicks, we get ready for the kickoff. He gets the kick away. The wedge is set up.
You know, they could put this one away with a good drive here. Run it up the gut and keep that clock moving.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Gannon under center, using motion. Quick drop. Rolling right. He surveys the field. Throws over to his right. He just couldn't bring that one in.
There's really no excuse for that. You just have to catch those balls. Get this one to your halfback and let him drive it in the middle. Milk this drive for all it's worth.
Back to pass. Looking for an option. Rolling right. With the pass.
All you need to do here is run some clock. Run the football up the middle.
3rd down and long coming up here. Ball on their own 20. The Raiders are in the offset I formation. He's looking to pass. With the pass, nice completion. They couldn't have passed the sticks, and that'll bring up 4th down.
You know, that's one play that drives me crazy when I see it. Does a receiver not realize where they need to be for the 1st down?
And he stopped at the 31. Well, they kept it in the quarterback's hands.
And they picked up the 1st down, but you want to make sure you don't get them too banged up. Run it up the gut and keep that clock moving.
Almost at the 2-minute mark now. Left. And welcome back.
All you need to do here is run some clock. Run the football up the middle.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 31. 4-man front this time. On the carry. Breaking free. Number 91 makes the tackle at the 34. Not much on that play.
Yeah, you talk about a defensive line winning the battle, and this is what you mean. The running back gets to the line, and there's nowhere to go after that.
2nd and 7 coming up here. Ball on their own 34. Only one man back. Garner looking for a seam, and he's brought down at the 36-yard line.
When you can pound the team with your running game, it allows your defense to rest up and get ready to shut down their offense. I'm guessing this should be a run. The defense can't be lollygagging around, because if they are and they give up a 1st, this one's over.
Back to pass. He's looking, rolling out to his right. Gannon took a hard shot on that play.
And the quarterback should have a talk with his offensive lineman after that hit. That is, if he can still talk. I bet the defensive coordinator is telling his guys on the sidelines to get ready, because it'll be up to them to stop any comeback attempt and hold on for the win.
Number 9 is back to punt. Williams lines up deep for the punt return. Signals fair catch on this punt.
Holding number 20, receiving team. That's a 10-yard penalty.
What they need here is some yards on first and second down so they don't set themselves up with third or possibly fourth and long. The whole field is open to it because there's a decent amount of time left.
Four-man front this time. Passes it short. And they're able to connect on that one. Great reception on that play, John.
Looks like someone might have blown their coverage on that one. You got to think they'll be going with something in the air here, conserving time while moving downfield for the score.
2nd and 9. Drops back, surveying the field. Rolling right, he goes to the left side. Hits his man with the pass. Woodson pulls him down at the 33. He wraps him up and now has 4 tackles. Within scoring distance. Second down now. They have to get closer to the end zone.
This defense looks good.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 33-yard line. The Buccaneers are in the offset I formation. Looking to pass. Johnson rolls out to his right, passes it out to the left. He dropped it.
Any more of those, and he might find himself riding the bench.
They're within striking distance here. The Buccaneers use motion. Looking to pass. He's looking. Uses the pump, looking for the long completion. It was tipped. The defense came up big on that incompletion.
This is where you have to clamp down. Play tight, keep the pressure on.
They're down to what might be their last play, and it's 4th and long.
It's going to be up to the offensive line to give the quarterback some extra time and find a guy to get the first down. The defense can't be playing too aggressive. They don't want to get called for interference, but they especially don't want anyone getting open in the end zone.
Throws it. It's batted away, and the defense stops them on 4th down.
A team will always be questioned when they go for it on 4th down and they don't make it. Obviously, the coach has faith in his players, or he had a specific play drawn up that he thought would give him a first down. The only thing they should be doing here is going with a kneel down so they can chalk up the W.
Four-man front this time.
This one's just about over. The defense doesn't have enough timeouts to get the ball back, as long as the offense takes a few kneel downs.
This game reaches its conclusion with the final score, Oakland 28, Tampa Bay 21. A reminder to join us next week for another high-powered matchup. Stay tuned now for your late local news or on the West Coast for a normal program. This has been a presentation of EA Sports. I'm Al Michaels, and for our entire crew, good night.